Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamualaikum. Ji ayanu pakhair agale ni hao chunushumme washmole. Ohai gonzaimes guten morgen. Hola, boyo privet kaifa hal? Halashuma chatore ahlan wa sahlan marhaba. Buna mucho gracias. Swabi abballi kare aya. Hoş geldin and ayo sayo khuyomora chivatto chi haljot kalimera khairutan. And a very warm welcome to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and Watching World this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really lucky that I've been joined by my wonderful colleague who happens to be Miss Isha Rehan. I happen to be Shahzad Hasan Khan, and we hope and pray that everybody out there is doing wonderfully well and that you're ready to kickstart your Thursday morning over here in Islamabad with us. But first things first, hello Isha, assalamu alaikum. How are you feeling today?
Walaikum assalam, Shahzad. I feel exceptionally happy and cheerful today because you are back and your energy is back, and we woke up in a very bright and sunny Islamabad morning, and I think it's always very scenic, you know. The sun is shining, the evergreen greenery is glistening, and I think we come enjoying commuting. I think
that's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful, Isha. But I've got a question today. You know, so it's really essential for us to kind of make sure that that we have our devices with us, so that we could communicate. You know, so for all of those people who are out there we work with or our friends, we certainly need our devices to be right up there, right, and being on point. Why is it that you actually have or you carry two cell phones?
All right. So I think now that I'm an important person, let's not disclose that information. But now I feel like I'm an important person, so I have a lot of contacts, right? So I think I divide them between the two phones. However, you know, I think, we have talked about how the weather has been impacting Pakistan over the few months. You know, this monsoon season has been very devastating, and a widespread of rain and wind and thunderstorms is expected in Sindh and the northeast and south Balochistan during the next 12 hours. Be very, very cautious, as we have seen how this has turned out before. However, partially cloudy weather is with isolated rain and wind and thunderstorms is expected in the upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir and northeast and southern Punjab and Gilgit. Flood Forecasting Division Director Mohammad Aleem Ul Hassan spoke to PTV World on the weather forecast, right? And to talk, I think we really need to dive into how it's impacting
and
lives.
We will certainly speak about that. And unfortunately, it's sad, you know, whenever we are to kind of look at, how things are turning out. Unfortunately, may it be the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the north or the south of Pakistan, devastating news, continues to come in, which is wreaking, and rain certainly is wreaking havoc. But just to kind of get a clear picture onto what is actually happening in Karachi as of now, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by a correspondent, who is Mr. Ali Asghar Arbab. Hello Ali, assalamu alaikum. Good morning. How are you feeling today?
Walaikum salam. I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me.
So thank you so much, Ali, for your time, first of all. So Ali, let's get started with how, rain has been wreaking havoc in Karachi, and unfortunately because of the poor sewerage system or zero existence of the sewerage system within Karachi, unfortunately every time it rains it's the same condition, right? So how are conditions in Sadi Town, Gulshan-e-Adi, the airport area, Jinnah Terminal, where record rain of 176 millimeters was recorded?
Yeah, of course, it is very unfortunate that whenever there is a rain, and it creates problems, difficulties for the people of Karachi, and within a span of time, the Karachi always turned into a garbage and waterlogged area. So this time, of course, these rain has created havoc in the city of Karachi, the city of lights, the biggest city of Pakistan, because of the mismanagement by the concerned authorities. The water is not properly drained. So every time the efforts are taken, but these efforts are exposed when there is a monsoon rain. So this time also the rain has created many problems, Shara Fasal, University Road, and all different areas of the Karachi. The vehicles are stuck up, the people suffered a lot of the problems, difficulties and mental torture due to the rain, and many people, even including me, we have passed our whole night day before in the offices because all the roads are turned into the rivers, and so that's why the problems are multiplied. So I will tell one example of Karachi's problem is this, that the sewage system is not proper, and the rain drains are also used for the sewage water, because the people turn the sewage water into the nalas, which are the rain nalas. That's why these nalas
Exactly,
have not
Ali, which is
capacity.
why I would want to kind of bring you to the crossroads of, because just yesterday I think it was announced that the schools were shut down, a few institutions were shut down as well by Murad Ali Shah Sahab, and then, so the only civic institutions were remained open. But now, if we are to kind of speak about commuting in Karachi, is there any way that the water has been settling down, or do you think that the government is doing, the Sindh government is actually putting in effort to make sure that all the ways are clear so that everybody can commute to their offices and workplaces? How's the situation now?
The concerned authorities came, and now today and yesterday, yesterday morning, there was not water on the Shara Faisal and University Road and other areas, but in low-lying areas and in the societies and other parts of the city there was water. But today the roads are completely cleared and traffic is moving. While to save the people from the difficulties, the Sindh government has announced public holiday yesterday and today as well. So the water is mostly on the main roads is drained. But the question is that it is necessary that to look into the to address these problems and to manage how the rainwater can be managed. And because of the every time the people of Karachi city face many kind of difficulties. Instead of enjoying the rain, they always face difficulties, problems, and mental torture.
Thank you so much, Ali. And you're right on point, and thank you so much for raising your concerns about the citizens of Karachi, and certainly because of the poor drainage system. Unfortunately, we do see this all throughout the year as well. But thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for updating how conditions are in Karachi. There's no more rainwater on the roads of Karachi. So for anybody and everybody who's been actually kind of watching videos on social media, the entire effort was so that, for everybody who's out there who's listening to us could actually understand that the on-ground reality is different from what you've been watching on social media. But unfortunately, I think that the Sindh government really needs to put in an effort in making sure that, that unfortunately the people of Karachi does not have to go through such losses. I mean, imagine that the cars have actually been drained with water, not just that, their bikes, their property. So there's quite a lot of losses. So there's quite a lot of losses that the people have to bear. And it's really unfortunate. But where we're actually talking about, Isha, about losses and the unfortunate floods or the cloudburst that has taken place in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Britain's King Charles III has expressed sorrow over the heavy loss of life and destruction caused by monsoon floods in Pakistan. In a message to Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, he convened condolences over the tragic helicopter crash during relief operations and expressed solidarity with affected families. The King also praised the courage of rescue workers and volunteers, calling their efforts a light in difficult times.
I think the rescue workers and volunteers definitely need to be highlighted, and it's great that we are getting international attention and coverage on this issue so people's lives and properties can be saved. But not just this, our efficient Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has visited the flood-affected districts of Sawat, Bunir and Sawabi and emphasized that the very available national resource will be mobilized to accelerate the recovery efforts and restore normalcy in the affected areas. The Prime Minister was accompanied by Field Marshal Saeed Asim Munir and federal ministers, and it's great to see them taking a very active role in ensuring that the citizens of Pakistan stay safe and regulated.
Exactly, and Isha, at this point of time, what we really need to do is that we really need to kind of give a quick check weather update to all of our audiences who are out there. We're very lucky that we've been joined by MAHR SAHIBZAD Sahab, who happens to be the Director General Meteorological Department. Hello sir, Assalamu alaikum, good morning, how are you feeling today?
Walaikum assalam, very fine. How are you, my brother?
Alhamdulillah sir, मैं आपकी आवाज़ सुनता हूँ, काफ़ी सुकून पहुँचता है मुझे, but please do let us know how the monsoon rain spell is going to cast over a couple of days on Pakistan or in different parts of Pakistan.
Yes, one more dangerous spell that produced more than 200 millimeters rain in 2 days in Karachi and surrounding areas. Really, that was very severe, and there was urban flooding of severe type in Karachi, and in some areas of the other parts of the Sindh, the same situations occurred in Hyderabad and Khuzdar, and now today and 1 day more. There will be the rains, but not of that intensity. After 22nd of the August or 23rd, again, a weather spell is going to start in the upper part of the countries, and in the same pattern as it was shifted to the south on 25th or 26th, it will again affect to the Karachi and Sindh areas. So the coming days, in the coming days, 8th spell that will start on the 23rd August, that will first affect to the upper parts and will produce rain in Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir, and some parts of the Gilgit-Baltistan also, and KPK parts also. So the system will still continue. Still, there is no break of the monsoon spell, and I think this will be the 8th spell, and it will also produce the intensity of the rain as already has occurred.
All right, thank you, Mr. Maher, for highlighting the updated weather updates for our audiences and us. We're going to be very cautious, and thank you for informing us about this. However, time and time again, we have seen Pakistan suffer. So like in 2010, we saw devastating floods. In 2022, we saw the same thing, and it is repeating in 2025. And like it was mentioned, Pakistan is receiving 60% of more rainfall and water than expected. So can this be predicted accurately? Can cloudbursts be predicted accurately, and can we get to know how much water they're going to release and how much downpour we're going to face, so we can protect ourselves and our agriculture as well?
Hello?
Yes,
Ji,
yes.
Maher Can you hear us? Okay, Maher Sahab,
Yes.
my colleague over here is trying to ask if we do have, some updated systems which actually can predict, what sort of rain we are going to expect, so that we can prepare. If we could actually prepare for cloudbursts, do we have such techniques available for us?
Yeah, your question is about the predictions of this cloudburst. Actually,
Yes.
when we predict any phenomena about this type of rain, actually we predict that there will be the thunderstorm and gusty winds activity. Right. So this phenomena is related to the cloudburst, related to the thunderstorm and gusty winds. So its prediction is not given, but when we say that this type of the phenomena will occur, then we must have to understand that is very rare phenomena, and this is a microsystem phenomena, not a widespread phenomena. It can occur at any place. So exact prediction is not, but when we say that there is lightning, severe lightning, or gusty winds, so we must have to know that may occur.
All right,
Exactly.
all right.
Thank you so much, Maher Sahab, for being with us. Lovely to be in conversation with you. Thank you so much for updating our viewers as to what sort of monsoon spell will be casted over Pakistan in the few coming days as well. But now, I think we've spoken about, at the climate change front, or at the climate front, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen in Pakistan. I think what we really need to speak about is what is actually happening at the diplomatic front. And Pakistan, alhamdulillah, recently has done quite well. The diplomatic ascent that Pakistan has witnessed because of the diplomats and the people of Pakistan and the policies that we've introduced is something which is fruitful to talk about. So I think what I'm going to do is that I brought this story, Isha, if you allow me, I'm going to share it with my audiences, with our audiences rather. So Pakistan, China and Afghanistan have expressed their commitment to strengthen joint efforts against terrorism. The 6th trilateral foreign ministers dialogue was held in Kabul between Deputy Prime Minister ASGHAR, Foreign Minister of China Wang Yi, and Acting Foreign Minister of Afghanistan Maulai Amir Khan Muttaqi, focusing on political, economic and security cooperation. They also reaffirmed their commitment to deepening collaboration in trade, transit, regional development, health, education, culture and Afghanistan.
I think that's great, because where disaster strikes, the world needs to collaborate and come together for wellness efforts, right? And we see trade, tourism, health, it's going to be promoted, and hopefully all the lands of the earth will flourish. And speaking more about flourishing lands, the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has arrived in Islamabad to co-chair the 6th Pakistan-China strategic
dialogue with
dialogue.
Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar welcomed Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi upon his arrival in Islamabad. The visit is part of the regular high-level exchanges between the two countries aimed at further deepening their all-weather strategic cooperative partnership. The sixth Pakistan-China Foreign Ministers Strategic Dialogue will review progress on bilateral cooperation and set future priorities. And to speak further about it, we're very lucky, ladies and gentlemen, that we've actually been joined by former ambassador, and he will be speaking about the Chinese Foreign Minister visit for a 3-day in Pakistan, and he is Mr. Dr. Jamil Khan. Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. How are you feeling today?
Salam and a very good morning, early morning.
Thank you so much. You look absolutely wonderful. You look dapper, and that too early in the morning. But sir, very quickly to get started with such a lovely visual of yours, how do you see, or what is the strategic significance of the ambassador's visit to Pakistan?
Well, the foreign minister's visit to Pakistan, Chinese foreign minister, as we are discussing, very significant because what is happening around in this region and around the world, I think that has to be borne in mind before proceeding with further discussion and debate about it. Now, what is happening around? The world is, under a lot of turmoil. So far as the Ukraine crisis are concerned, the Gaza crisis, Ukraine crisis, what is happening around Iran, Israel, and the competition of China and US, and the little tilt of Trump towards trade to China and his possible visit to China next year. So all these things, if we bear in mind, that this visit obviously is basically the strategic dialogue, which we've been having it in past with the foreign minister at the foreign minister level with China. And these strategic dialogue fundamentally would address all those points which we've been discussing earlier, related to the CPAC, related to the development, related to the second phase of the CPAC, related to the technology, related to Pakistan, the Gwadar port services, which is to be upgraded, defense and security cooperation, GF tender, further enhancement of it, diplomatic and political support to each other. So all those factors and all those points, and some of those points definitely becomes very cardinal under the circumstances. But besides that, the geopolitical landscape in which Pakistan has now gained its overall profile in the eyes of the world, and that profile is giving an advantage to Pakistan. We've been always sharing and consulting our best of the best which is China in this case. And we've been consulting them before taking the steps in our maneuvering of the foreign policy and the realignment of the foreign policy and fine-tuning of our foreign policy, as we have witnessed after the MAHR and our success against India. And what were those?
And Dr.
Basically,
in addition to this, very quickly, I would want to kind of chip in over here. How do you see the significance of the sixth Pakistan-China Foreign Ministers Strategic Dialogue, which will be held in Islamabad, will be co-chaired by Mr. Yi and Dar Sahab, and are expected to focus on political, economic and security cooperation? How do you think it's going to be of vital importance for Pakistan, because we're talking about CPEC extended into Afghanistan as well?
These are the continuation of that. In fact, the overall project, that is BRI, and the CPAC is the flagship project in that. We should also, I think, mention here for a reminder that why it is so important, the flagship segment of the BRI. And that segment is important because China at the moment is using the maritime line, which has an oversight of the AUKUS countries, that is Australia, US, and UK, and also the Quad countries, which includes India. So it is basically vulnerable to any kind of adventure by some of those countries which are not that friendly with China. So China needs CPEC to be completed as early as possible. And since CPEC, it's not only the communication network, it is a complete package of the development and package of the connectivity. And if we extend it further, it also aligns with the aims and objectives and some of the articles of the Charter of SCO. So it's a complete bigger developmental plan of the entire Asia. And we also know the world economy and the world is shifting. Its entire balances started shifting from west to east side. And in that context, this bloc and this area and this South Asia and Central Asia and this entire ASEAN countries, they are going to be the men. And China has always been of the view that they want to take along all its countries which are aligned and which are neighbor to them. And they want the development, collective development. They feel, Chinese always feel that if they involve others in the collective benefits, it becomes a successful plan for the entire region. And China obviously also benefits from that.
Very wonderfully explained, sir. Very wonderfully explained. But I think while we are discussing the Chinese foreign minister's arrival, now the Chinese foreign minister arrival comes ahead of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's planned trip to Beijing later this month for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, where he will be meeting the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Do you think that that all of those points will be discussed beforehand, making sure that before the Honorable Prime Minister goes and meets the President?
The Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, it's a normal routine. And the Prime Minister and most of the head of states and the head of government, they go there. But the more important thing is the meeting culminates on the 1st of September. But the 2nd of September is available for these bilateral meetings, which is, to me, quite an important and significant thing, meeting with Xi Jinping, our Prime Minister, and under these geopolitical background, what I initially started describing what's happening around there. A lot of development taking place on that scene. So from that standpoint, I think Pakistan, who has recently gained its profile, it has been jacked up if we compare it pre-war with India in April and post-war in India. The post-war phase of India-Pakistan. So Pakistan profile has now obviously been attained. And in the process, China feels much more comfortable that it's all what Pakistan collaborated in the military domain with China. Pakistan has proved its mettle and its worth by utilizing it in the most proficient manner. So China basically has also proved to the world that all its technology, because Pakistan is an iron brother of China, and we've been buying all the equipment and we've been collaborating in our military exercises with them, and we have been able to prove ourselves that we can handle all those equipment and all those jointly made machines like GF Thunder and all. We can very ably use it, and the world has now seen. See the orders we are
Exactly,
getting.
Dr. Saab. Yeah. Dr. Saab, thank you so much, because we're very short on time, and we're very thankful that you've given us time. So just, being curious out there, and would want to take advantage. So one last question, and that is, sir, with Bunyanul Marsus, the befitting response that Pakistan gave to India, with Marka Haq, alhamdulillah, with the diplomatic ascent that we have seen ever since then, Pakistan building a narrative. Where do you think, or how important place do you think Pakistan now actually poses or poises within this particular region geopolitically? So do you think that we're heading in the right direction and we're making the right decisions and right partnerships to take Pakistan ahead?
Absolutely. This, I think, after a long time that Pakistan has attained this trajectory of the maneuvering of the foreign policy in a way that we are balancing. In fact, we've been appreciated no one less than the most powerful president of the most powerful country of the world, and that is Donald Trump. And he himself has mentioned that we did facilitate, we were the facilitator in ending the war of Iran. We were the one we accepted, and we were the one we pressurized India to the extent that they had to really accept this ending the war. And not only that, but we have started having more inclinations of the investment. Now, the only thing what we need is to maintain this momentum which our leadership has created at the implementing level, which means that the mission level, which means that all the embassies, they have started towing that line, but that momentum should not be lost. And once we maintain that momentum, we would have a very strategic gains in our foreign policy also. And
So
Pakistan
much.
is
Thank you so much for highlighting all these integral points, Dr. Jameer Khan, and highlighting how China, Pakistan, and Afghanistan are collaborating with these joint efforts to combat economic disparity and also with the weather patterns, and also moving towards healthcare and infrastructure. But what we really need to talk about today is that it is the International Day of Remembrance and tribute to the victims of terrorism that is being observed today in Pakistan. Pakistan has claimed its firm resolve to take joint actions to support the victims of terrorism. The theme of the day this year is United by Hope, Collective Action for Victims of Terrorism. The day is meant to pay tribute to the individuals across the globe who have been attacked, injured, or traumatized and have lost their lives because of terrorist attacks. And I think
And
we
it
will.
represents a major step forward in standing in solidarity with the victims of terrorism. And this day, ladies and gentlemen, actually rekindles the pride and valor of our brave security forces always stand guard to protect innocent men, women, and children, and the territorial integrity of our nation, alhamdulillah. Not just that, I think wherever these brave men are, you know, may it be in our country or any other country, I think they should actually be remembered. They should actually be given the respect that they deserve, and their families. But in addition to this, I think that the Honorable Prime Minister has actually highlighted very valid and key point as well, because at the International Day of Tribute of Victims of Terrorism, what happens is that the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, Mia Muhammad Shehbaz Sharif Saab, has actually spoken about it as well, where he actually makes sure to kind of speak about or how he has termed national unity and solidarity in the war against terrorism as a guarantee of peace, prosperity, and a bright future of Pakistan. He made these remarks in a message on the International Day of Remembrance, as we have mentioned, in tribute to victims of terrorism, which is being observed today. The Prime Minister said Pakistan successfully foiled the terrorists through Operation Zarb-e-Azab, Operation Raddul Fasad, and several intelligence-based operations. So I think it's great. Pakistani armed forces, may it be Pakistani men, women, we have been at the forefront of terrorism, unfortunately, but now, alhamdulillah, the way that Pakistan is ascending diplomatically, internationally, I think we have done great. And where we have been talking about, you know, how Pakistan has been ascending internationally. So we've spoken about the, you know, diplomatic front. We've spoken about, you know, the record remittances which came in, the current account surplus. You know, Arshad Nadeem winning us an Olympic gold medal. I mean, unfortunately for our cricket team, is not doing very well, but I think that they've done well previously, you know, so maybe the World Cups that we won twice. But now imagine, I think we're talking about the field of sports. Children of Pakistan are doing a great job, and that too at chess. Now imagine that Pakistan is ranked at number 19, and why is something that we will be talking about. So you're actually watching visuals all the way from United States of America, where a city school team actually participated in a chess competition, represented Pakistan, and ended up at number 19, which obviously for now is a little lesser than what we would want them to be, because मेरे वाले साहब कहते हैं number जो है बेटा वो पहला ही होता है. So obviously I think it's a long journey. We'll speak about it. We're very lucky that we've once again been joined by the President Chess Federation of Pakistan, is Mr. HANIF QURESHI. Hello sir, assalamu alaikum, good morning, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Asha and Muzammil, to invite us, and especially, you know, PT World has been always adding this value to the people and positive information for Pakistan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
And not just this, we are joined by the talented young budding star who is RAIF SHAN. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling today? Good morning.
Feeling good.
I think obviously, you know, for somebody who went to States, you know, made sure he's going to raise the Pakistani national flag high above and come back. Well, I mean, your heart must be filled with a lot of contentment and courage and appreciation from the family and from the rest of Pakistanis. So let's get started with you. How do you feel today?
I'm feeling very good.
So what happened when you got to know, okay, you will be going and you'll be participating in a chess competition? How did you prepare for that?
It was, at first it was difficult to believe it was even real, but I mean, obviously I would prepare by playing a lot. That's the only way I can really prepare, by playing online a lot, preparing with my teammates as well.
Exactly.
All right. So when did this journey start? You know, it's mostly parents who push kids towards a specific sport or anything. So how did your chess journey begin?
Nowadays, everything starts with the internet usually. But like 2.5 years ago, I was just scrolling on YouTube and I stumbled across some chess videos and it intrigued me. So I wanted to also get into it. And then I just kept on playing and playing, and then I just got good at it.
Oh wow, that's great. And tell us more about your experience in Washington. You know, you were competing against players from China, from the Netherlands, and all across the globe.
Almost 50 countries, right?
Definitely,
55
definitely.
countries.
55 countries. And you had to play against each and every one of them?
No, it was 8 rounds.
Okay, 8 rounds.
All right.
And then you kind of make sure that that you go up the
Step
stair,
ahead.
right? I think that's wonderful. Let me come back to Hanif Saab. So Hanif Saab, last time when you were here, we spoke about chess in schools. We spoke about how you're making sure that that it's a part of our curriculum as well. So please take us through this competition. How did that happen? How did you jot down your team? And when the boys went, what did they do over there? Please go ahead.
Thank you. This was World Schools Championship,
Yep.
and that was the 3rd edition of that. Let me remind you that we got the bronze medal in Aktau in 2023.
Yep.
Pakistan's Ayat Asmi got the bronze medal. World Schools Championship is the whole world is out there, the top teams in the world, and they're fierce competition. And let me tell you that Pakistan started from a very disadvantage. We have been absent from international competitions for the last 31 years.
True.
Our last participation was some 31 years back.
All right.
And since this federation came into on the
Existence,
scene, we have started this, and you will be very happy that Pakistan is participating now tenfold.
Wow.
Not 10%, tenfold. I'm very grateful to the team of Chess Federation Pakistan and parents, I would say especially chess moms. We send them around, community, and especially US Embassy Pakistan, who really process our visas very fast, because sometimes visas become a problem.
Yeah, even to get an appointment is challenging these
And
days.
one unpleasant issue that had happened, Pakistan is world champion in Scrabble.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
India in World Championship, India refused the visa to us. World Championship
no.
took place without the world champion.
Oh no.
So visas could be sometimes.
That's unfortunate,
So I'm very
yeah.
grateful to the
Definitely.
US Embassy. And I think the organizers, we have supported everything. Actually, the whole trip was supported by Chess Federation of Pakistan,
Wow.
not anybody else.
All right.
So Pakistan is getting engaged with the world. And let me tell you that National Mind Sports Initiative, which was launched by the Prime Minister of Pakistan, is now taking great momentum. The whole region, the whole world is looking at Pakistani kids. We have 140 million youth talented. And like in Scrabble, Pakistan is world champion for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Youth
Wow.
world champion. So it's very important that mind sports is recognized at every level, because a good mind, a sound, a brilliant mind brings a brilliant body forward.
Definitely. Thank you for saying those things, right? And those were such positive, reaffirming facts for all of us to listen to. But as you mentioned, mind games are obviously most of the time overshadowed by sports like probably cricket or football or
Mind games
volleyball.
or brain sports or
brain sports, I think
brain
that's
games. I think
that's
it's
a
better.
very-
Mind sports.
I think that's
Or
a very
mind
good way to
sports,
put
yeah.
that together. But since you have been steering the Chess Federation for the past 3 years, it's brought a lot of positive changes. So what do you think the future is going to hold for us? What other plans do you have?
Brilliant. Pakistan is going to take off. Basically, last 30 years has been not so good, but Pakistan is taking off. The whole world get great respect for Pakistan.
Alhamdulillah.
And alhamdulillah, with the, all the revival of our national identity that we see very positive, diplomatically, everywhere. Pakistan is just bringing positive energy everywhere. And alhamdulillah, this team is working very hard. We work as volunteers to bring Pakistan forward.
And sir, I think you mentioned a very valid point over here, which really needs to be highlighted, because when I was reading through and I was going through the entire article and I was learning about how the children have actually made Pakistan proud, even if we are on 19th number out of 55 teams that have participated, obviously there's room for improvement. But for you to tell us today that as the President of the Chess Federation of Pakistan, that the Chess Federation of Pakistan look after the entire expenses and the processes which have gone into it to actually participate within the school chess championship. Now, I think what we really need to kind of speak about over here is, how do you think that the schools that you're jotting your team from needs to play a role inclusively and make sure that they prepare their students in a way where we can go and compete on global levels and come back with probably gold medals?
Brilliant question.
Thank you.
National Mind Sports Initiative is the largest mind sports initiative in the world. Now, and I must praise the government of Pakistan, Ministry of Education, and especially Mr. Wani, who is the current Minister of Secretary of IBC. Over 300 schools only in Islamabad have the Mind Sports now equipped. And over 500 private and public sector schools already in the program, joining. This program was designed and launched by the Prime Minister of Pakistan. International Chess Federation, which is 201 member nations.
True.
Asian Chess Federation, His Highness Sheikh Sultan bin Khalifa came to Pakistan himself. They all together launched this initiative. This is a great initiative. 10,000 schools we are eyeing. And we would like really schools to come forward and join this program. This is a great program, and not only the competitive advantages of chess. Please go ahead and read all the international research on this. Harvard, you name it. Mind sports, especially chess, bring a lot of value to children.
They do.
And this youth, especially, you know, we get them a little bit away from them and bring them more physical and mind sports
And it's
activity.
not just that. I think in addition to this, what I've, for my own self and from my own experience, what I've seen is that, you know, once you start to play chess, you really kind of make sure that you weigh your decision-making ability, you know, so it's like, you know, okay, you take this decision, what will be the repercussions of it, how do you control that? So, and that's exactly what the game of chess is. So, Raif, I'm going to come on to you. How did you prepare when you got to know, okay, you know, you're going to United States to compete in the school's chess competition, or did your school help you, you know, were there coaches out there, was there enough facility available for you to go and prepare?
Nowadays, everything is available online. I don't really need any external source.
Okay, for chess at least.
Yeah, there you can find various videos, various teachings on YouTube, and then you can use those teachings and put them into your own games online. There's thousands, millions of people playing online, so that's not really a problem.
Exactly, but you know, when you're learning from the internet, everybody might be learning from the internet. So how do you make sure that you get your competitive advantage over your competitor?
Well, you can't really do anything about that. You just have to know more information, as much information as possible.
And I think applying those strategies and different moves that you learn about really helps, right? So what would you say is your favorite strategy? I saw this series called Queen's Gambit. It was about chess, and from that I got to know that there's different books and, like you said, YouTube resources for different strategies and different specific moves that players use time and time again in chess. So what is your favorite move?
Well, there's various openings in chess, and it really depends on your play style. The openings I like to play are the Italian opening, and I also like to play the Berlin. So it depends on everyone's play style. There's no like bad opening, it just depends on your play style.
Exactly. I think most of the time the only thing that we've done is that we've just moved the pawn 2 steps ahead. That's it. Which opening is that? Is that an Italian opening?
Well, that's not enough to call an opening.
I think that's great. Thank you so much for teaching us and educating us on that.
But Raif, do let me know that, you know, since you strategize a lot for chess, do you think it applies in real life as well? Do you think about your moves in real life? Oh, if I say this, is it going to lead to this? And if I take this action, is it going to lead to another action? Do you think in the long term like this in your life as well?
It makes you think from a different perspective in life as well. You think a lot more, and it also leads to overthinking as well. So maybe it's not even a good thing, but it definitely gives you a new perspective.
Definitely.
Wow. I think that's wonderful. So Hanif, very quickly towards the end, one last question. That is, so we are at number 90 now. When do you think we'll be on number 1?
Inshallah, very soon. One very important question about the training is that just before leaving, international master from Kazakhstan has trained the Pakistani team. 29 kids were trained for 1 month, 4 hours every day. So, sahi ragda laga ke na, they were really prepared. Yeah. So it is the specialized training is very important. Pakistan will definitely fly high. Pakistan has started. It's a long journey. We have to be aware of that. But hardworking, commitment and mission statement, this will bring us forward.
Thank you so much, sir, because, you know, when I saw the chart and, you know, when I read the number 1 country, I didn't really like it. You know, so I was like, I think Pakistan really needs to be competitive here. But thank you so much for all your efforts. Thank you so much, Raif, for participating, for all of your friends who participated and made us proud, and the schools, you know, who let the children go and kind of participate in such chess competitions. But it is essential for schools to understand how important these subjects are, and they need to be taken as subjects where it will enhance the students' ability to do well and better and take good decisions.
Definitely.
With that, thank you so much. Wonderful to have you
Thank
over
you.
here.
Thank you.
And very quickly, where we are speaking about chess, yeah, what do you want to speak about?
I think we need to speak about sports and what is happening in the T20 squad, right? So the national cricket team has arrived in Dubai to participate in the tri-national series and the ACC Asia Cup T20
Tri-Nation Series. The squad reached in 4 groups and will begin practice today. The players will train at the ICC Cricket Academy and also play a practice match at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. As per the PCB schedule, all training and practice matches will be conducted in Dubai to ensure complete preparation for the tournaments. Okay, that's one thing.
But you know,
have you ever played judo?
I have not, Shahzad, but you know, when you leave me over here all alone, so Muzammil comes and sits in your place, and he is very fond of martial arts and judo, and he has fascinated me a lot about different techniques and martial arts styles.
Did he show you some kicks and everything?
I mean, he's described them and he gives very, very vivid descriptions. However, you know, Pakistan's flag is definitely flying high. So the Asian Open Judo Championship took place, and our hero Malaika Noor actually scored. She's a 20-year-old from Peshawar, and she happened to get a silver medal in this competition. I think it's very, very exceptional. All the way from Peshawar, joining us live on Zoom is Malaika Noor, the history maker and the silver medalist in the 52 kg category. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining us, and good morning.
वालेकुम सलाम, गुड मॉर्निंग. बहुत शुक्रिया आपने मेरी इतनी तारीफ की.
मलाइका आपका भी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. मलाइका आपका भी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, you happen to be the Pakistan first ever Pakistani female athlete to win the honor in an Asian level judo competition. So बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो आपको. कैसा महसूस कर रही हैं आप पाकिस्तान का नाम इतना रोशन करके?
खैर मुबारक, बहुत शुक्रिया. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं आप लोगों का बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहती हूँ कि आप लोगों ने मुझे मौका दिया अपने प्रोग्राम में. जी, ये बहुत डिफरेंट फीलिंग्स है जब आप मेडल्स जीतते हैं. पहले तो आप फाइट जीतते हैं, ये भी बहुत बड़ी बात है, और दूसरा आप विक्ट्री स्टैंड पे जब खड़े होते हैं तो और लाइक अपने मुल्क को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, और आप जब मेडल पहनते हैं तो ये बहुत बड़ी फीलिंग्स हैं जिसको मैं शायद ही डिस्क्राइब कर पाऊँ. और ये सबसे ज़्यादा मेरी मेहनत मेरे पेरेंट्स की है, मेरे उस्तादों की है, जिनकी वजह से मैं यहाँ तक पहुँची हूँ.
Exactly. और 20 साल की उम्र में जो है वो आप अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सिल्वर मेडल लेकर आई हैं. पहली पाकिस्तानी खातून हैं जिन्होंने ये ऑनर जो है वो एशियन लेवल जूडो कंपटीशन में हासिल किया है. इसके लिए क्या तैयारी की आपने? कब से आप तैयारी कर रही हैं? कौन आपके कोचेस रहे और कैसे आप इस मंजिल तक पहुंची?
जी बिल्कुल, ट्रेनिंग तो मैं रेगुलर करती हूँ. ये अचानक से मतलब कंपटीशन आ गया था, इसका बहुत पहले से था, लेकिन चूंकि हमें कोई सपोर्ट नहीं मिल रही थी गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से, तो हमें ये पर्सनल एक्सपेंसेस पे करना पड़ा. लेकिन बिल्कुल एंड टाइम पे था, तकरीबन 1 महीने पहले ही हमें पता चला कि ये कंपटीशन हो रहा है, और इस तरह से तो इसके लिए बस ट्रेनिंग तो मैं रेगुलर करती हुई आती हूँ. सुबह फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग करती हूँ, सेकंड टाइम मैं मैट ट्रेनिंग करती हूँ. मेरे कोचेस सर मसूद हैं जो कि पाकिस्तान जूडो फेडरेशन के सेक्रेटरी भी हैं और KPK जूडो फेडरेशन के प्रेसिडेंट हैं. तो हमारा अपना पेशावर में क्लब तो नहीं है, लेकिन स्टेडियम में ट्रेनिंग करते हैं हम लोग. उधर ही हमारा मैट लगा हुआ है, वहाँ पर हम लोग डेली ट्रेनिंग करते हैं. और हमारे कोई रेगुलर कोचेस वगैरह या कुछ उस तरह नहीं है, लेकिन हमारे जो सीनियर प्लेयर्स हैं हमारे साथ, वो ऑलरेडी इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स हैं, तो हम लोग उनके साथ ट्रेनिंग करते हैं. और इस तरह रेगुलर तकरीबन 3-4 महीनों से तो मैं अभी रेगुलर लगी हुई थी. इवन के दरमियान में क्योंकि नेशनल गेम्स आ रही थी, चूँकि वो कैंसिल हो गई थी, लेकिन फिर भी उसके लिए तैयारी हम लोग कर रहे थे. तो बस ये था कि इस कंपटीशन के लिए कुछ ख़ास उस तरह से नहीं, लेकिन ये था कि पहले से मैंने ट्रेनिंग की हुई थी और मैं रेगुलर लगी हुई थी इसमें.
All right, you know, thank you so much, Malaika, for summing that up. But what I really want to talk about is that how players train for years and years to develop this skill, right? So at what age did you start training? And Shahzad, please let Malaika know. What? I just can wait.
जी मैं सिर्फ मलाइका आपसे यही हम पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि जब आपने जो ट्रेनिंग का सिलसिला आपने कब से उसका आगाज़ किया? आप क्या बचपन से ही आप कराटे सीख रही थी? और पाकिस्तान स्पोर्ट्स बोर्ड जो है उसने कितना कलीदी किरदार अदा किया इन मेकिंग श्योर कि आप लोगों को सही तरह से फैसिलिटेट किया जाए?
स्टार्ट तो मैंने 2015 से लिया था. मैं 6th क्लास में थी. मेरी जो मदर है वो खुद गवर्नमेंट स्कूल की प्रिंसिपल है, तो वो अपनी स्टूडेंट्स को और प्लेयर्स को वो टीम्स लेकर आती थी रीजन्स की पेशावर में. तो उनके साथ मैं ऐसी ही आती थी और तभी मेरा शौक़ पैदा हुआ और मैं इस तरह आई. फिर 2015 में फ़र्स्ट टाइम मैंने नेशनल चैम्पियनशिप जूनियर और सीनियर लाहौर में की थी, बगैर कोई ट्रेनिंग के मैं उधर गई थी, और उधर भी मैंने सिल्वर और ब्रॉन्ज मेडल लिया. तो इस तरह 2015 से मैंने स्टार्ट किया. क्योंकि उस टाइम मैं लकी मरवत में रहती थी और मेरी साथ में एजुकेशन थी, तो रेगुलर ट्रेनिंग उधर नहीं होती थी हमारी. बस जब कोई कंपटीशन होता था तो उससे 1 हफ्ता या 2 हफ्ते पहले हम लोग आ जाते थे और उधर हम लोग ट्रेनिंग करते थे. लेकिन अब चूंकि मैं पेशावर में रहती हूँ, पेशावर में यूनिवर्सिटी पढ़ती हूँ, تو اس کے ساتھ ساتھ میں فرسٹ ٹائم یونیورسٹی جاتی ہوں, سیکنڈ ٹائم پھر میں اپنی ریگولر ٹریننگ جاری رکھتی ہوں.
بہترین. And not just that, I think what I would want to kind of ask you over here is that obviously unfortunately that you missed gold from a very narrow chance, and that too because you were defeated by your Saudi opponent. تو پھر اس کے بعد آپ نے میرے خیال ہے غالباً رنین الجزازی کو ہرایا, پھر جس کے بعد آپ کو سلور میڈل ملا. تو ذرا گولڈ کے بارے میں بتائیں, جب آپ سعودی اوپوننٹ کے ساتھ جب لڑ رہی تھی, جب آپ کو پتا تھا کہ گولڈ مجھے مل سکتا ہے اگر میں ان کو ہرا دوں, کیا ہوا وہاں پر, اور پھر اس کے بعد کیسے اپنے آپ کو پک اپ کیا اور پھر رنین الجزازی کو ہرا کر سلور میڈل اپنے نام لیا؟
فرسٹ آف آل فائٹ میری رنین الجزازی کے ساتھ تھی, اس سے سیمی فائنل جیت کر پھر میں فائنل کے لیے میں نے کوالیفائی کیا. پھر چونکہ ٹریننگ کا بہت زیادہ افیکٹ پڑتا ہے, ان کے ساتھ جو سعودی عرب کی ٹیم کے ساتھ ان کے کوچز آئے ہوئے ہیں, ان کو جو فیسلٹیز ملتی ہیں اور جو ان کو ٹریننگ, ایون کہ ان کے ساتھ جاپان کے 3 اولمپک چیمپئنس ہیں وہ ان کے کوچز ہیں, جبکہ پاکستان میں ایسا کچھ بھی نہیں ہے. نہ ہمارے پاس فورن پلیئر فورن کوچز ہیں, نہ ہی ہمیں اس طرح سے ٹریننگ دی جاتی ہے, ایون کہ نہ ہی ہمارے پاکستان کیمپس لگتے ہیں. 2023 میں ہمارا لاسٹ پاکستان کیمپ لگا تھا, اس کے بعد سے کوئی پاکستان کیمپ نہیں لگا. تو ہم لوگ خود اپنی ٹریننگ جاری کرتے ہیں, جبکہ سعودی عرب کی جو ٹیم ہے وہ تقریباً 6-7 مہینوں سے لگاتار لگے ہوئے ہیں. ان کے پاس فورن کوچز ہیں جو ان کے ساتھ ادھر, ظاہر سی بات ہے وہ ریگولر لگے ہوئے ہیں. آگے اسلامک گیمز آ رہی ہیں, ان کا وہ ٹارگیٹ ہے کہ وہ ادھر اچھی پوزیشن حاصل کریں. اسلامک گیمز اس مرتبہ سعودی عرب میں ہو رہی ہیں, تو ہمیں اس طرح سے نہ ٹریننگ ملتی ہے نہ, چونکہ میں نے اس کو بہت ٹف ٹائم دیا لیکن پھر بھی میں اس کو زیر نہ کر سکی. لیکن انشاءاللہ نیکسٹ ٹائم میں اس سے اور بھی
and we are very proud of you for putting in that effort, and it's wonderful. And since you happen to be yourself a judoka player, so we are talking about judo, there is one thing that I would want to ask. ایک عام فہم سوال پوچھنا چاہتا ہوں, مجھے ذرا آج آپ یہ بھی سمجھا دیں, جو ایک تو آپ کو پہلے ہم نے مبارکباد دے دی کہ یہ جوڈو میں, کراٹے میں, مارشل آرٹس میں, ان سب میں فرق کیا ہوتا ہے؟
ٹائیکوانڈو,
مارشل آرٹ جو ہے اوور آل اس میں یہ سارے جوڈو, تائیکوانڈو, MMA وغیرہ سب کچھ آ جاتے ہیں. لیکن جو کراٹے ہیں, تائیکوانڈو ہے, اس میں آپ کک اور پنچ کا یوز کرتے ہیں, جبکہ جوڈو ہے وہ گریپنگ کی گیم ہے. یہ تھوڑی ریسلنگ ٹائپ ہے, تو اس میں آپ کو دوسرے بندے کو پکڑ کے گرانا ہوتا ہے, اور اس کے آپ کی جب بیک لگ جاتی ہے تو آپ کو تب پوائنٹ ملتا ہے. جبکہ تائیکوانڈو اور کراٹے میں آپ کک اور پنچ سے کرتے ہیں, جبکہ جوڈو میں یہ چیزیں الاؤ نہیں ہیں.
So it's all about tackling the other person and making them fold. So please Malaika, let us know کہ آپ کی سب سے favorite moves کیا ہیں, آپ کی سب سے favorite positions کیا ہیں جو آپ اپلائی کرتے ہیں اپنے opponents پر.
سب سے پہلے تو ہماری یہی کوشش ہوتی ہے کہ ہم اپنی گرپ میں ہی دوسرے اپنے اپوننٹ پلیئر کو لے لیں تاکہ ہم اپنی فیوریٹ انٹری کر سکیں. لیکن ظاہر سی بات ہے وہ دوسرا بھی پلیئر ہوتا ہے تو وہ آپ کو گرپ نہیں کرنے دیتا. وہ اس کی بھی یہی کوشش ہوتی ہے کہ وہ خود اپنی فیوریٹ گرپ لے اور آپ اس گرپ پہ چلائے. لیکن چونکہ جو بس زیادہ تیز ہو جاتا ہے تو وہ آخر کر پاتا ہے. تو میری زیادہ سے فیوریٹ موو جو رنین الجزازی کے ساتھ میری فائٹ تھی, میرا یہی تھا کہ میں اوسوتوگاری اپلائی کروں گی, لیکن چونکہ وہ مجھے اس کے لیے نہیں چھوڑ رہی تھی, بار بار میں جا رہی تھی وہ مجھے ڈیفینس پہ روک رہی تھی. تو اس کے بعد سے میں نے ایون کہ میں رائٹ سائڈ پہ کھیلتی ہوں, لیکن بس مجھے جیسے ہی موقع ملا میں نے لیفٹ سائڈ سے اس کی گرپ لی اور تمائن آگے اپلائی کر کے میں نے اس سے پوائنٹ لیا.
تھینک یو سو مچ فار ڈوئنگ دیٹ. ایک آخری سوال میں آپ سے پوچھنا چاہتا ہوں, اور وہ یہ ہے کہ بیکاز یو آر اے جوڈوکا پلیئر, اور آپ جب بھی کسی کو کوئی داؤ لگائیں گے وہ تو پھنس جائے گا, تو آپ کے بہن بھائی آپ سے کتنا ڈرتے ہیں, یہ محلے میں آگے پیچھے جن کو پتہ ہے کہ یہ جو ہماری جو پلیئر ہے ملائکہ یہ بڑی اچھی جوڈو کی پلیئر ہے, تو ڈرتے ہیں لوگ آس پاس آپ سے کہ یار یہ ابھی کوئی داؤ ہی نہ لگ جائے؟
نہیں, اصل میں ریئل لائف میں میں بالکل اس کی اپوزٹ ہوں. ریئل لائف میں میں بہت ہی سکون سے اور بہت ہی چپ رہنے والی ہوں, اس طرح سے نہیں. ایون کہ میری خود بھی چھوٹی بہن آسپا نور, وہ بھی نیشنل پلیئر ہے جوڈو کی, اور اس طرح مطلب محلے میں ایون کہ کوئی مجھے کہتا ہے کہ ہمیں لگتا نہیں ہے کہ تم جوڈو کی پلیئر ہو, کہ تم اتنا تیز اور سخت کھیلتی ہوگی, کیونکہ ریئل لائف میں میں بالکل اس کے اپوزٹ ہوں. میں اس طرح سے یا ان چیزوں میں نہیں پڑتی. بس یہ ہے کہ لوگ بس کہتے ہیں کہ ہم لوگ ڈرتے ہیں آپ سے یہ وہ, لیکن میں اس طرح سے لڑکی نہیں ہوں کہ یا میں لوگوں کے ساتھ پرڈے کروں یا کچھ اس طرح. بس گیم کے حد تک صحیح ہے, باقی ریئل لائف میں اس کو اپلائی نہیں کرتی.
And I do believe that that's going to be the message for our audiences as well. Thank you so much Malaika Noor for being with us. Thank you so much for making Pakistan proud by being the Pakistan's first ever Pakistani female athlete to win the honor in Asian level judo competition.
Thank you so much for summing that up, Shahzad. And what I learned from this specific segment is that it's not important to apply the grip, but how to slither out of the grip. So I think a lot of techniques and a lot of strategies are applied to
आपका
this
match
game.
कराते हैं,
Next
मलाइका के
match,
साथ।
next match.
पता लगे हफ्ते की छुट्टियों में चली गई हो। But ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are going to head out. Please make sure that you look after yourselves, look after your loved ones. We keep on giving you weather warnings. Please, 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 आपको मौसम अच्छा लगे, घर से बाहर मत जाएं. Do not step outside your house until and unless you've done your research and you know that everything out there is safe for you and for your family to travel. Until next time, look after yourselves. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Please make sure that you bring your best attitude and energy. Until next time, look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Have a good day.